tonight. We're not even worried about tomorrow. Fuck it.
It's kind of like the end of Rome.
The end of Rome.
I mean, the pyramids were built at the moment of precipitous Egyptian decline. And that's what always happens. Societies accrue their greatest wealth at the moment that they face death.
Generational wealth.
Study every empire that has fallen. There's 3 stages, Ed. The first stage is the death of God. And once that happens, the moral structure above is castigated. So what happens next? The next stage is female sexual liberation. And I specify female sexual liberation, not male, because what happens is there's a guy named J.D. Unwin. He wrote his magnum opus called Sex and Culture. And he studied 86 different cultures through 5,000 years of recorded history. And he found that with the Sumerians, the Babylonians, the Athenians, the Romans, what they all had in common is once we give up our belief in God, women become sexually liberated. And once they're sexually liberated, men no longer want to fight to maintain their social cohesion. From reading all the literature, this is what's going to happen, I think.
Kind of like Rome.
Yeah, just like Rome.
All right, so let's talk about something that most people don't, but you see it every day. I want you to think back to Rome, the most dominant empire the world has ever seen.
This is what happened in Rome, and tell me if you see them going on in America. At the fall of Rome, over half of Rome was living on doles, or government assistance. In other words, over half of Rome was on welfare. Number 2, Rome began an open border policy. The Germanic tribes began pouring in, taking over the land, and what jobs there were, they took over all the jobs, and then they eventually bankrupted the Roman financial system. Number 3, they built coliseums to distract people with sport. They didn't want you to see what they were doing. They didn't want you to see what was going on, so they built bigger and bigger and bigger arenas and coliseums. And do you know who was speaking out against it? The Christians. So do you know who they put right in the middle of the Colosseum? The Christians. Here's the last one. Widespread immorality, including the widespread acceptance of same-sex relationships. In fact, it became preferred. And the acceptance of all gods. All religions were accepted except one. Christianity. Could it be that America is on the same decline as the Roman Empire? Could it be that's why America is not in Bible prophecy? Or could it be that the rapture is going to take place and the Christians in America are going to be taken out of here, and when you take the church out of America, this nation will crumble?
It's crazy how empires rise and fall, and that's one of the things that people are wondering currently about America, if we're in the last throes of a dying empire.
Well, I got a hot take on this.
Please.
So I don't think the Roman Empire fell. I think it became a church. I think the Rome fell, but the Roman Empire became the church. Where's all the money from the Roman Empire?
The Vatican.
In the basement of the Vatican is where it is, yeah. So Roman Empire became a church. British Empire became a bank. So we gave our empire back. We said, oh yeah, sorry about that. You can have that back. We gave, Saudi Arabia back and all these other places that we'd we're taking the resources. And then they had their own money. And then we went, oh, what are you doing with that money? Because we've got this thing called the City of London. I tell you what, it's your money, but we're going to hold it.